Good afternoon, Astralites, one and all. Mr. Sensational Astral here. So, I wanted to talk to you guys about this modern day feminism that's been going around. Basically, I've been watching clips on YouTube, most of them Lady J's videos, and a lot of these women are out of control because they have such high standards that they shouldn't even be considered standards at all. It's basically, it sounds like they want to be in control in some way, or it's just gotten out of hand. Basically saying why men don't take the initiative anymore. It's because some of these women, we go up to them, they don't want to be bothered. They want to just be left alone, and then once they're at home or wherever they're at, they're gonna be like, or not all of them, but some of them, they're gonna be like, oh, why can't I find such a good man? Why can't I just find some form of happiness? Because you keep brushing us off. That's why. We're gonna be respectful and pleasant, and you don't want that. I even saw a video where a woman actually preferred a toxic man. I was like, what is going on with these women today? Some of these women, it's out of control. Like, what more do we have to do to show you that we care, to show you that we want to spend the rest of our lives with you, that we care about you? What more do we have to do? And a lot of these women today, that they just prefer toxic men, or they just prefer to have a guy be their own personal bank account. It's just, I don't even know what to say to that. Like, ladies, come on now. Guys like me, we're pleasant, we're respectful, we enjoy a good conversation, we enjoy good food, good company, etc. What is so wrong with having our company? Oh, that's right, you have those ridiculous standards, that's why. Because you're saying, it's this whole double standard BS. That's a good majority of what it's about, because you're basically saying, oh, I can do this, but you can't, or basically you're making all the rules, and it's like we're only good for what, procreation, or spending nickel and diming you every single. Okay, so I'm just gonna say this. We don't mind paying for meals, we don't mind taking you out on nice dates, but there is so much more to a guy than just his wallet. There is so much more than, how a guy looks in a suit, what he looks like, period. It's all these ridiculously high standards, and we'll go to the ends of the world for you, and it still won't be enough. That's why we're like, okay, you know what? A lot of these women I've been going to see, they're just out of control. I have found peace in my life. I would like to just focus on me. And that's good. You want some peace in your life, and you're looking for the right woman, the right person, whomever it is. But today I'm more focused on the women, because some of them, they're just out of control. They're saying that oh, a guy's got to have his life together, he's got to have a nice house, a nice job. Okay, so a decent apartment and a Subaru let's say, new millennium, uh, early 2000s Subaru, a nice apartment, and a good job with benefits, that's good, but it's just not good enough for you. Yeah, good luck with that. Because in this day and age, a lot of, well, I'll just say people like myself, entrepreneurs, the daydreamers, the ones who work the hardest, and we have nice apartments, we have nice cars, but nothing is ever good enough for you. You want to basically break the I don't know what to call it. Basically, you just want to set standards so high that you're just like, okay, a guy needs to have basically he needs to be set, right? He needs to have 401k already in his bank while he's still in his prime. That's basically what you want. You're saying that he has to have retirement money in Florida type banks. That's basically what you want in a guy. You want him to be in you want him to have his life together before he's 60, which is reasonable, but you want him to have his life together right now. And the way the economy is going, that's like finding a needle in a haystack. It's going to be difficult because I'm in my 30s, right? And granted, I have a nice apartment. I have a woman that cares for me deeply. I have a stable job. But I'm just glad that I don't have a woman in my life who's like, you need to do better. Because she knows I'm going to do better. She doesn't have to tell me because she already knows how my plan is going to work. But most of the women today, they're doing too much. They're being too extra. They just want to live that modern feminist lifestyle. They don't want to be bothered. They want to do their own thing. And some of these other women, I get it. They want to be taken care of. But it's not always going to be the case. Money is not going to be number one in the relationship. You can't meet a guy and just be like, okay, so here's the deal. You have to take me out when I feel like it. You have to buy me this. You have to get me that. You have to make more than 6 figures a year. And I think that's the number one problem. Is because that's actually the first thing that they mention is, I want a man that makes more than 6 figures a year. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those people are either happily married or what have you. Even if they are having an affair, it's not going to be with you. And this is just my opinion. Like, don't read too much into just don't read too much into what I'm saying. This is basically my opinion. These are my thoughts. I should say better that a good woman, a guy like that is married to a good woman. I should say that instead, actually. So a guy like that is married to a good woman. He's making 6 figures already. And you're still bar hopping, club hopping, trying to find a guy who's going to take care of you when they can hardly take care of themselves. When Queen met me, I didn't have a dollar in my name. But she saw something in me. She knew that I was going to go places. She knew that I was going to eventually treat her like royalty. And nearly 5 years this year, we are going to be happily together. And she's helping me out. She's actually the one that helped us find the apartment. And I take care of the bills, of course. I take her out whenever it's necessary, not basically when I have the money. She's not gonna be like, I want you to take me out on this date. No, it's when I have the money to do so. Otherwise, what would be the point of being together, right? It's always like that's the number one thing with some of these women today. It's like, oh, finances must come first. It's like, do you even care for the guy? Do you even like the guy? You just no. It's like, no. You just want him to have six figures already in his pocket, ready to burn. That should not be the case in these scenarios. It's modern day feminism has become as bad as toxic masculinity. It's right up there. Because a lot of these women want to be set for life. They want to have their cake and eat it too. That's not how it works. It's like men always do the work, and a lot of those women just want to sit around and use those men for their bank account or their status, what have you. It's not right. Because they are believing all of this propaganda from the modern day feminist movement. It's not that we don't want to be with you, ladies. It's just some of you just make it difficult for us. That's why we're just like, all right, I'm gonna find a woman who's actually appreciative towards me, who doesn't shut me out or think I'm a nobody. I want to find a woman who likes me for me, and eventually down the road that will appreciate that I have made it, that I have been able to make that six figures that I was planning to make. It's all about teamwork. It's all about compromise. But some of these women, early 20-something-year-olds, it's ridiculous. It's like they don't see the point in what makes good companionship. All they want is to be set for life early in their age. If you want that, you're gonna have to leave the men alone, number one. Because if all you're going to want them for is to be your own personal bank account, you're never going to find anybody. You have to work on yourself before you work on somebody else. That's the way it's supposed to be. And that's the problem we have today. This whole modern day feminist movement, it's not working out in your favor. You have to be able to judge for yourself. You have to be able to see, oh, this guy treated me well. He took me on a coffee date. And that's another thing too. A lot of these women don't want to have coffee dates. They're just like, I can buy my own coffee. I don't need to go on a date for that. If he wants to be with me, he's going to have to actually take me out on an actual date. They're doing the coffee dates so they get to know who you are. And all you want to do is post videos complaining about how men stopped approaching. That's the very reason why. Because your standards are so high, they should never even be considered a standard in the first place. That's the whole problem today. It's like money, 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 money. That's not how it's gonna work. That's not how it's gonna roll with guys like me. You know, the workhorses, the people on the grind, the guys who don't have time for childish foolishness, whatever you want to call it. We don't have the time for that. We approach you, and it's like some of you take one look at us and you're just like, next. Okay. Guarantee he's gonna find a woman much better looking, much smarter, and above all, does not dismiss him. Because she took the chance to get to know him and not his wallet. That's food for thought. Some of you women really need to think about that. It's like you consistently post videos, which I think are hilarious, by the way, about how men don't approach you, how men need to do all the work, and you basically don't really do a single thing, little to nothing. I do a lot of work. That's for a fact. But that's not to say that my lady doesn't know. Okay, she's been taking care of herself since before we met. And I'm honored to be able to take care of her. It's an honor and a privilege. But we're a team. She doesn't have me do every little bitty thing. That's how relationships are supposed to work. We compromise. We talk things out. We agree if something's good or if something's bad. We like each other for each other. We love each other for each other. That's how it's supposed to work in a relationship. And she could have had any other person in the world. But she saw something special in me. And that's what's very important when you meet somebody. Is that you take a look at somebody and basically you're just like, you know what? Judging by our conversation, I can tell that this person is passionate. He's really into me. And I know he is going to accomplish so many great things. That's how a relationship is supposed to work. But now it's just like, oh, okay, man, let's see if you can withhold something. Okay, let's see if you can withhold something from women. Or, oh, a man has to do this and that and the other. He has to make six figures. He has to have a nice car. He has to have a nice... We have a good job, but it's not good enough for you. We have a nice car, but it's not good enough for you. That's just point blank, fellas. If you meet a woman that's like that, that just straight up means they're not good enough for you. You can do so much better. Don't waste your time talking to these types of women. You're just never going to find happiness with that. It is very important to know somebody for themselves. Get to know the real person. And you'll see it on these, you'll see it on a couple of these videos on YouTube. I think I was talking about this in one of my other videos. Basically, a woman that a guy goes up to, she automatically dismisses him. And then she sees the kind of car that he drives. And then she's like, oh, papi, wait, I'm coming. Wow. Yeah, I know it's gold diggers, but still. It's very That's why I'm saying it's very hard to approach some of you women because you ask us for more than what we are actually capable of doing. Ridiculously high standards that should not be considered as standards. If you meet a guy immediately that has six figures, chances are he's most likely married. That's my opinion. I'm saying you can't judge a person basically of what's in his wallet. You gotta judge him by his characteristics. You gotta know what makes him tick, what his likes and dislikes are. Otherwise, just leave well enough alone. Just keep focusing on you. Otherwise, you're just gonna be wasting your time as well as his. Alright? So, food for thought. That's basically my 2 cents to all of you astralites. For those of you that are going to plan out going into the dating realm, I suggest you watch this video first. And that's basically all I got for you guys. I love you all. I'm gonna see if I can get the next video up to you real soon. Take care of yourselves. If you're not ready to date, focus on yourself. Don't feel like you're wasting your time as well as the other person's. And on that note, this has been Mr. Sensational Astral. I'll catch you in the next content. Bye-bye.